lowered his look in confusion before the cold ray of her eye. "It is the expression," he stammered, "but I can't paint now." "What?" said Wanda scornfully. "Perhaps I can help you." "Yes," cried the German, as if taken with madness, "whip me too." "Oh, with pleasure," she replied, shrugging her shoulders. "But if I am to whip you, I want to do it in sober earnest." "Whip me to death," cried the painter. "Will you let me tie you?" she asked, smiling. "Yes," he moaned. Wanda left the room for a moment, and returned with ropes. "Well, are you still brave enough to put yourself into the power of Venus in furs, the beautiful despot, for better or worse?" she began ironically. "Yes, tie me," the painter replied dully. Wanda tied his hands on his back, and drew a rope through his arms and a second one around his body, and fettered him to the crossbars of the window. Then she rolled back the fur, seized the whip, and stepped in front of him. The scene had a grim attraction to me, which I cannot describe. I felt my heart beat, when with a smile she drew back her arm for the first blow, and the whip hissed through the air. He winced slightly under the blow. Then she let blow after blow rain upon him, with her mouth half opened and her teeth flashing between her red lips, until he finally seemed to ask for mercy with his piteous blue eyes. It was indescribable. She is sitting for him now, alone. He is working on her head. She has posted me in the adjoining room behind a heavy curtain, where I can't be seen, but can see everything. What does she intend now? Is she afraid of him? She has driven him insane enough to be sure, or is she hatching a new torment for me? My knees tremble. They are talking. He has lowered his voice so that I cannot understand a word, and she replies in the same way. What is the meaning of this? Is there an understanding between them? I suffer frightful torments, my heart seems about to burst. He kneels down before her, embraces her, and presses his head against her breast, and she, in her heartlessness, laughs, and now I hear her saying aloud, "Ah, you need another application of the whip." "Woman, goddess, are you without a heart? Can't you love?" exclaimed the German. "Don't you even know what it means to love, to be consumed with desire and passion? Can't you even imagine what I suffer? Have you no pity for me?" "No," she replied proudly and mockingly, "but I have the whip." She drew it quickly from the pocket of her fur coat, and struck him in the face with the handle. He rose and drew back a couple of paces. "Now are you ready to paint again?" she asked indifferently. He did not reply, but again went to the easel and took up his brush and palette. The painting is marvellously successful. It is a portrait which, as far as the likeness goes, couldn't be better, and at the same time it seems to have an ideal quality. The colors glow, are supernatural, almost diabolical, I would call them. The painter has put all his sufferings, his adoration, and all his execration into the picture. Now he is painting me. We are alone together for several hours every day. Today he suddenly turned to me with his vibrant voice and said, "You love this woman?" "Yes." "I also love her." His eyes were bathed in tears. He remained silent for a while, and continued painting. "We have a mountain at home in Germany, within which she dwells," he murmured to himself. "She is a demon." The picture is finished. She insisted on paying him for it, magnificently, in the manner of queens. "Oh, you have already paid me," he said, with a tormented smile, refusing her offer. Before he left, he secretly opened his portfolio, and let me look inside. I was startled. Her head looked at me as if out of a mirror, and seemed actually to be alive. "I shall take it along," he said. "It is mine. She can't take it away from me. I have earned it with my heart's blood." I am rather sorry for the poor painter. She said to me today, it is absurd to be as virtuous as I am. Don't you think so too?" I did not dare to reply to her. "Oh, I forgot that I am talking with a slave. I need some fresh air. I want to be diverted. I want to forget. The carriage, quick!" Her new dress is extravagant. Russian half boots with violet blue velvet trimmed with ermine, and a skirt of the same material, decorated with narrow stripes and rosettes of fur. Above it is an appropriate, close-fitting jacket, also richly trimmed and lined with ermine. The headdress is a tall cap of ermine of the style of Catherine II, with a small aigrette, held in place by a diamond agraffe. Her red hair falls loose down her back. She ascends on the driver's seat and holds the reins herself. I take my seat behind. How she lashes on the horses! The carriage flies along like mad. Apparently, it is her intention to attract attention today, to make conquests, and she succeeds completely. She is the lioness of the Cascine. People nod to her from carriages. On the footpath, people gather in groups to discuss her. She pays no attention to anyone, except now and then acknowledging the greetings of elderly gentlemen with a slight nod. Suddenly a young man on a light black horse dashes up at full speed. As soon as he sees Wanda, he stops his horse and makes it walk. When he is quite close he stops entirely and lets her pass, and she too sees him, the lioness, the lion. Their eyes meet. She madly drives past him, but she cannot tear herself free from the magic power of his look. She turns her head after him. My heart stops when I see the half-surprised, half-enraptured look with which she devours him. But he is worthy of it. For he is indeed a magnificent specimen of man. No, rather, he is a man whose like I have never yet seen among the living. He is in the Belvedere, graven in marble, with the same slender yet steely musculature, with the same face and the same waving curls. What makes him particularly beautiful is that he is beardless. If his hips were less narrow, one might take him for a woman in disguise. The curious expression about the mouth, the lion's lip which slightly discloses the teeth beneath, lends a flashing tinge of cruelty to the beautiful face. Apollo, flaying Marsyas. He wears high black boots, closely fitting breeches of white leather, short fur coat of black cloth, of the kind worn by Italian cavalry officers, trimmed with astrakhan and many rich loops. On his black locks is a red fez. I now understand the masculine Eros, and I marvel at Socrates for having remained virtuous in view of an Alcibiades like this. I have never seen my lioness so excited. Her cheeks flamed when she left from the carriage at her villa. She hurried upstairs and with an imperious gesture ordered me to follow. Walking up and down her room with long strides, she began to talk so rapidly that I was frightened. "You are about to find out who the man in the Cascine was, immediately." "Oh, what a man! Did you see him? What do you think of him? Tell me." "The man is beautiful," I replied dully. "He is so beautiful," she paused, supporting herself on the arm of a chair, "that he has taken my breath away." "I can understand the impression he has made on you," I replied, my imagination carrying me in a mad whirl. "I am quite lost in admiration myself, and I can imagine—" "You may imagine," she laughed aloud, "that this man is my lover, and that he will apply the lash to you, and that you will enjoy being punished by him. But now, go, go." End of Section 6.